Bonjour! Today the tour is going to go a very long way from the region of Béarn back to the region of Languedoc. Now, interestingly, that part of France is well known for egg dishes. There is a dish of fried egg that is served with some local ham on top of slices of fried eggplants. And then there is a dish of baked egg where the eggs are placed on top of a mixture of sausage meat that has been cooked with some tomato, onion and cheese. And then lastly, there is an omelette. The omelette is broken together and placed in the oven on top of some slices of toasted bread and bacon. Absolutely delicious. But the most famous egg dish of the region is the Béarnais sauce. Yes, it is a sauce that you serve with steak, and Philippe is preparing one for us. Now, to make the sauce, you chop some shallots very finely, and then you put the shallots in a saucepan with an equal quantity of vinegar and wine and some cracked pepper, then a few leaves of tarragon. The tarragon is very important. That is the flavor of the sauce. Then you bring this to the boil and simmer it until there's only a tiny little bit of liquid left in the saucepan. When that is finished, you add to the saucepan a couple of egg yolks and you start beating the egg yolks and the shallots until it becomes light and fluffy on very low heat. It must not cook too quickly, otherwise the yolk is going to coagulate. When all of that is finished and it is very light, remove the pan from the stove, and to that whisk in some melted butter. It is actually some clarified butter. That means that the butter has been melted and the solid floating on top of the melted butter has been removed. So you whisk that. It takes quite a few minutes to make sure that all the butter is incorporated, and you are left with a very delicious sauce. Add some chopped tarragon, a little bit of salt and pepper. Now it is time to cook the steak. The steak can be cooked the way you want. You can grill it, you can pan fry it. I like mine medium to rare. And Philippe, please, medium rare for me. Thank you. Now the steak is served with some frites, some French fries. That's always traditional. The sauce is spooned onto the steak just before serving it, and the traditional garnish is a bouquet of watercress. Absolutely very popular in France. Now, Christian, the tour is crossing the region of Armagnac today. What is Armagnac?
Well, Gabriel, Armagnac is a little bit like cognac. It's the result of a distillation from a very thin and acid grape variety. But unlike cognac, Armagnac is only distilled once, which means the spirit is a lower strength and more perfumed and sort of more rustic in some ways. And unlike cognac, Armagnac is the result of a single vintage rather than cognac, which tend to be blended according to a style. And it's not uncommon when you visit the cellar of Armagnac to find some very, very, very old bottles laying there. Unfortunately, Armagnac is one of the only regions in France that is in constant decline. It has dropped 50% in the last 20 years. But I think it's still the best strain to have at the end of a rich meal.
Thank you, Christian. Tomorrow I am going to prepare a potato galette with a walnut and blue cheese salad. Until then, au revoir.